we went through the archive, and there are also many, many printed pieces with it. And I thought that if you could talk just a little bit about, the origins of the title, but more so the origin, your use of it, the origins of use of it, why that choice, and how it works for you.
Yeah, I think that there's several perspectives, I guess, on the title, but one of them really actually connects to what we've been just talking about, the idea of these multiple voices and different formal expressions, different aspects of the work. And I was asking myself this question, really, typically you think of the media distinctions or definitions that are form-based, a painting, a sculpture, relating very concretely to the materials used. But in this case, the essence of the medium was that it didn't have that rooting in any particular medium. So there had to be something else, something that goes beyond the physicality, beyond the objects, etc., which is really what led me to Immanuel Kant and looking at the critique of pure reason and the thing itself as something that goes beyond these the objects, the matter itself. And it's interesting actually because so this is happening in the early days of the internet, as it may be, and I guess one of those moments for me that really made it clear that we're in a different world already was that at 3 a.m. in the morning, I actually, this literally how this came about. At 3 a.m. in the morning, I was going through this process and realizing, Immanuel Kant, but I looked through my books at home, I realized I didn't have anything of any of his writing, so I literally searched on the internet, and within minutes I had this file of this amazing text right in front of me, reading through and trying to orient my own thinking. And that kind of situation, the fact that things were really at the fingertips was a big part of that process for me. So the title really does in some way reflects this multi-directionality and trying to find a cohesion that is not form-based. So that's, I guess, one part of it. And as far as the type and the text themselves, this is let's see, where do I start? I guess as I mentioned, and we talked about this some other time, this was also at the time where I had this idea that I would be designing a typeface for each new project that I'll be working on, so that just the text itself already has kind of a visual identity that connects with the work. And I thought, okay, from now on for the rest of my life, new typeface for every project. And of course it didn't happen, but it was definitely one of those moments where these ideas started to present themselves. I still enjoy and still do on a regular basis hand lettering for various works, but this was definitely that moment. And these kind of interesting scripts that I was trying to work out for the title, kind of visual identity of the project, actually ended up not being used at all. These do not show up in any place in the project. So this is, I guess, a good example of the stuff that I would spend hours on trying to get somewhere this and ultimately just disregard it completely. But I will tell you this, that the inspiration for this script, and I think this is mostly visible in this rendition, which I didn't like at all, which is why I redrew it entirely. But the inspiration for this comes from, I think, the newspaper called Angriff. I might be mispronouncing this, but it's a German wartime newspaper, and this script was sort of directly connecting to that publication. And like I said, it ended up not being part of the project, but it is sort of emblematic of my kind of obsession of connecting just about every aspect of the work to something very concrete. And I think throughout the canons, these connections exist. In fact, one of the canons, I think, is called Making Connections, or this is a quote from, I think Ginsberg, or somebody used that phrase, making connections, which became one of the pieces.
Okay.